There are 8 billion people on this planet, yet there's only one you. That's a beautiful thing. We are billions of completely different human beings. Different faces, different voices, different bodies, different fears, different dreams. And somehow we've convinced ourselves that being different is something to be ashamed of. But imagine this for a second. What would your world look like if nobody was watching? What would you wear? How would you move? What would you create? Would you invent a new style? Would you finally do the things you actually wanted to do? Maybe that life would get boring eventually. Maybe we need other people more than we realize. But for a little while, I think you would feel free. Free from the pressure of society. Free from standards. And free from that quiet feeling of being judged everywhere you go. Free from wondering if someone hates your shoes, your hair, your body, your face, or the way your eyes just sit slightly too far apart. Free from that quiet feeling of being judged everywhere you go. Maybe you stood in front of the mirror before leaving, trying to make everything about you look okay. But even when it looked fine, it still didn't feel fine. So you walk outside with cold feet, wishing you could simply be invisible. And then you pass a park. You see a couple sitting on a bench. They both look so attractive. From the outside, it looks like they have the perfect life, the perfect relationship. And you think, I wish I was that lucky. If I had his face or her face, maybe I would finally be content with myself. But that guy probably stood in front of the mirror for just as long as you did. Maybe he hates his nose from the side. Maybe he has issues with food. Or maybe he spent years trying to look like someone else, molding himself to fit to social standards. And that woman probably did the same thing too, every day. What I'm trying to say here is that you're not the only one dealing with these things. You're not the only one trying to look acceptable to the world. And you're not the only one silently asking, am I enough? But if there were no people around, why would it matter? Why would your face be wrong? Why would your body be wrong? And who would be there to decide? The core of this issue, and the thing that you and I both experience, is something that humans created. These standards are not laws of nature. They're not written into the universe, and they're not real in the way that the sky is real, or the ocean is real, or the fact that you exist is real. They're ideas, and ideas can be questioned. If we made everyone look the same, maybe we would remove some of the pressure. Maybe comparison would disappear, and maybe beauty standards would finally die. But the world would also become pale, because difference is not the problem. Difference is the reason the world has color. And that's why society is alive. You contribute to it. Everyone carries something that nobody else has. A voice, a face, a mind, a story, and a way of seeing the world that can't be copied. And that includes you. So I want to talk about why that's beautiful. Why you are not a mistake. Why you don't need to become someone else to deserve peace. You don't believe it yet, but you are already enough. More than enough. Being unique, of course, is not only about appearance. It's so much more. It's your voice, your humor, the way that you talk, the way that you walk, and the way you engage with society. It's your childhood memories, the ones that formed you today. It's the way you think, the way your mind works, your strange habits, and so much more. So when you look yourself in the mirror and pick at your faults, trying to magically change yourself, wishing you were normal, you are reducing yourself to skin and bones, which is unfair to yourself. Society and social media are forcing you to compare yourself to others, but comparison flattens people. If you're trying to be someone else, you are reducing both of you into a face or a body, and that's not fair. Nobody is just appearance. That's 1% of who you are. There is a big difference in outward and inward personality. The flaws that you see are what make you recognizable as a person. But you don't have any flaws in the grand scheme of things. Society decided that you have flaws. If you consider the fact that we live on a floating rock in space with a giant ball of fire and lava keeping us warm, all of us suddenly become really, really small. You are unique, and everyone else is too. Flaws don't exist until you kneel to the societal standards. What do you think music would sound like if every song had the same chords, same tempo, and the same artist. That shit would be boring as hell. The people that try to become the least unique and do what everybody else is doing, they become boring too. A life spent hiding from judgment is still controlled by judgment. Your uniqueness is what makes you fun. That's what makes you a breath of fresh air in somebody else's life. The rare things in this world are never mass-produced. A Gucci bag costs a lot of money because they're rare. Just like you as a person are valuable because you are unique, therefore rare. A true voice does not need permission to talk. The people that you admire are usually not admired because they're normal. Artists, musicians, creators, funny people or stylish people, they all become memorable because something about them was distinct. They put something out into the world, something unexpected, something new, and the reason people caught on is that they dared to be different. They decided to not follow the trend. And that's the breath of fresh air that people keep chasing. This could be you. You just don't believe in yourself enough to do it. But in the end, you're still scared to be different. And that's realistic. That's fine. But you need to know, the second you become part of the group everyone else wants you to be in, you lose what your inner child wanted you to be. Belonging is good, but becoming acceptable at the cost of your real self is the trap that most people step in. There is a perfect person inside of you. That's the person that you genuinely want to be. And I'm calling it perfect because it would be you. Because you are unique and uniquely perfect at that. You give life color. How much you want to contribute to that is up to you. But a world scattered with people all being the same is dark and gray. I encourage you to be the person that you want to be. The people that stay with you at that point are your real friends. The ones that understand perfection is not decided by the ones around you. You decide perfection because nobody else is like you. Nobody has your memories. Nobody has your struggles. And nobody has the things that you see as flaws. Everybody is struggling in this world because they want to be accepted. And you can allow yourself to relax and escape from these struggles if you start listening to the person inside of you that you always hide. You are loved. Whether or not us humans were created for a reason is impossible to know. But you are here, and you are the only correct version of yourself. And you should embrace it, not hate yourself for it, because one day this will all be over. You will be dead. And when that day comes, I don't think you'll wish you looked more normal. I don't think you'll wish you hid yourself better. And I don't think you'll wish you spent more time becoming the person everyone else wanted you to be. I think you'll wish you lived more honestly. More honest to what you wanted when you were a kid. You'll wish you stopped apologizing for having a shape the world didn't immediately recognize. Because the tragedy was never that you were different. The tragedy would be reaching the end of your life and realizing you spent the whole thing trying not to be different. So be strange. Be your perfect person. Be the version of yourself that your younger self would have looked at and thought, "Thank God we made it."